3, 2, 1. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. This is episode number 20. Today is Sunday. What time is it? Sunday, 7:58 on a beautiful day here in El Paso, Texas. Today, I'm joined again by, of course, Misa. Say what's up, Misa.
What it do, what it do.
Also, our producer, Lena's here. Lena, say what's up.
Yo. Also,
today, guys, we have a very special guest on the podcast. We have our boy from El Paso, Texas, 915, GND. Say what's up, brother.
What's up? How's it going, man?
Yo, 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 Mr. G.
Yeah, I'm kicking it like a donkey.
There it is.
More like a jackass?
Kicking it like a donkey and swinging like a monkey. That's how we do it.
Okay, guys. So me and G&D have known each other for a couple of years now. Actually, a good amount of time.
I'd say a few years.
Yeah. He used to hook me up
2013, 2014.
Yeah. So he used to hook me up with shows back in the day. We'll get it all into that on another podcast. Real fast, dude. I just wanted to introduce you to Misa and Lena. Say what's up to G&D, guys.
Dude, nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, Misa.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Even though I can't see you, for the listeners that are listening right now, we're all pretty much at home. We're all quarantined because of what's going on. So I have no idea this is the GND that they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We got to question this guy.
No, but I love it because we're helping the audience because they don't really want to see me. I'm not really good to look at. You know?
Good thinking, man.
Okay, guys. So let's start this podcast off how we always do. Let's crack open a traditional beer or what was that? A traditional beer? A celebratory beer.
I know. I don't know who you are.
Let me hit the sound effect for that, guys. All right, Misa. So if anybody has a beer, go ahead and do the. Yeah. There we go. Yes, sir. Hey, Misa, your uncle says hello, dude.
Dude, Hey, I got a quick question, man. Has he showered or anything? Have you seen him shower?
He's not
been using the hose outside?
We've taken care of him. We're not like that.
All right.
We take him down and spray him down every fourth day, and then we throw a bar of soap at him and tell him to clean himself up.
How's he doing on the beers?
He's got a full case of Natural Light, by the way. So,
all right.
G&D, tell us a little bit about yourself. Kind of explain yourself as an artist to our audience. Let them know kind of like who you are and what's your position in the rap game here in EP.
Of course. To start off, though, it's a little awkward because I don't drink alcohol. Sorry, guys.
Hey, to each his own.
Yeah,
Chris doesn't either. He drinks Bud Light.
So he technically drinks water.
I drink beer water.
Yeah.
How long have you been straight edge?
Always. Never did it.
That's cool.
I think I've taken like a few sips of something because my best friend is an alcoholic and a druggie.
Okay.
And his reason behind it is I just haven't found my beer.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's a good point, though.
I mean, many beers.
I don't want to say that being an alcoholic is a good thing, but that's a good point. If somebody else come and tell me that's the reason, I'd be like, good luck then. On your way.
He's going to live forever. I'm telling you guys this right now. This guy is healthy. He drinks. He does everything he could think of that's illegal. And he looks amazing. He doesn't even age, okay? We're the same age, and this guy looks 10 years younger than I don't even drink caffeine, and I'm like aging like a prune. I don't know what's going on here. I think it's just genetics.
Damn, so you don't even do coffee or Coke either? Or not Coke,
I don't
soda.
do any caffeine, no sugars. Yeah, no soda, man.
Okay, dude.
That's so I had to cut back on caffeine, and let me tell you, that shit was excruciating. I don't know. I mean, I am into
it's a legal drug.
I know.
That's what it is.
It's another
This is my philosophy. If a pregnant woman shouldn't take it, I don't take it.
Damn. Okay. All right.
So, talk about holistic.
That's good, dude. So, let's get back.
But don't think it's because I'm amazing, okay, Chris? It's because I have horrible genetics. I'm gonna die any moment. So I'm just trying to keep myself going. You know what I mean? You guys, you do what you want to do, man. Life goes on.
Hold on,
I don't have much time.
You deserve a sound effect for that. Thank you. All right, dude. So go ahead and tell us about yourself. Tell us about your rap career. Tell us what's going on with you right now as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, GND stands for Great and Depressed. Obviously, I used to be an emo rapper. I've been doing music since 2003. I'm old, so now I do it as a hobby. It's my therapy. And now I'm trying to do more uplifting, more fun music because I got tired of that. So now, out of coincidence, my boys, I have two boys, Guillermo and David, and now I say that GND stands for their name. It's the first and their other name. So I'm proud of that.
So it's like,
and yeah.
You've evolved. That's cool. I think that's always to be appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
you know, and this is the thing. I've been married for 10 years. I got kids. I obviously don't club no more. I'm an older dude. You know, I have a profession. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I do have a day job now. So what I do is I try not to say things on record that will make me look fake or get me in trouble because I'm not going to rap about stuff I'm not going through. Everything I rap about, I've been through, I'm going through.
Well, I mean, you want to be your true self. If this is going to be a release, I think maybe it's important to be honest because, I mean, who else is going to tell your story better than you? And at the end of the day, a lot of people like to front, so it's kind of like...
Yeah, and I'm very honest. Like, I could proudly say that I don't promote drugs. I don't use drugs. I never have, even when I was crazy. I've been more of the hustler, more of the seller, not the user, if that makes any sense. But I just rap what I know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even use the N-word. Since 2003, I don't have one record where I've used the N-word. I have thousands of songs. This album is actually number 43. I have 43 albums. Okay.
Holy fuck.
Do you still like listening to your old self now that you've evolved to doing?
I hate it. I can't stand it, bro. I erased everything. See, this is the thing, right? I was in a group, you know what I mean? Hence the RWR. That's the label I created. There's no more RWR. I'm the only one left. I'm starting kind of like a new chapter, but we all either lost interest. Some of them died. Some of them went to prison. And some of them, we just have fallouts because it's really hard to be an adult and get along with another adult for 20 years. You know, a lot of these people I literally spent every day with doing music with because that's what we did. We lived, we breathed music. We didn't want to get a job. Like, this literally used to pay my bills. You know what I mean? Before I got married, we used to go on tours, do everything legit, and it paid our bills. It was not just a hobby for us. Like, it was our life. So now it's a hobby. And with that said, I don't have the pressure no more. I'm not worried about doing this or doing that, or I'm not getting 7 million views anymore. I'm not selling 20,000 units. Now I just do it because it makes me happy. And I'm doing it better than ever. I'm more proud of my recent work, and that's where I'm at right now. So I'm real happy. I'm excited about it.
Are you looking forward to kind of going back, as in like touring again? You know, being big like that again?
I wouldn't tour. No, like I'll do shows here and there, and I still do. But when we did the touring, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, for one, I get car sick. I'm horrible, bro. Like,
Same.
I thank God I wasn't born a girl, because if I was a girl and I would have to like ride my husband, I would just puke all the time. Like, I just have horrible motion sickness. You know, it's the truth.
No, okay. Side note, I don't know if you've ever tried it. It's just a suggestion that you mentioned, like holistic type thinking. Ginger really works for me. I get extremely motion sickness with like everything and anything, but ginger has been the best so far. I still get a lot of symptoms, but it's not as like it's fucked up. Like I feel you.
This is why I don't go for jogs.
That's why I'm.
No, you know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna get the surgery. It has something to do with the ears. I'm gonna get the surgery because it's made me the party pooper, and I don't want to poop on parties. Like when I go out to Western Playland or go on I want to be able to get on with my kids. Like right now, I just look like the loser. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, so I hated driving. We used to go from here to Cali and back, Houston. We went everywhere, and I would puke all the time. I mean, if you ask Chris when he met me, I was like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
That's because I used to puke all the time, Chris.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that. Or else I would have reached out.
I hated it, man. You know, touring is really tough. People think that being a musician is easy. See, there's a difference between being a rapper at your mom's house with a microphone and then actually being a musician.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
A lot of people don't understand is when you're going out, you don't have your support system with you. So if you're addicted to taking drugs, or if you're trying to cut back on drinking, you don't have that support system telling you no. So a lot of my label mates, they were in dark places at that time, because we chose to do music because at a point we just felt like we couldn't do anything else. You know what I mean? We really felt that we were the scum of the universe. We weren't those citizens that helped the city. Like, to us, it was that or nothing. So you got to imagine, I'm in this big old vehicle with several people that are 6 foot plus, 300 pounds. All they want to do is drink and take drugs. They're always fighting. I mean, we're talking incident after incident. Promoters don't want to pay us. Nothing but fast food. And like I said earlier, I don't like to really take junk in my system, so I didn't really digest very good. So I would get sick all the time. And a lot of tickets, because when you're in Silver City, New Mexico, and you get pulled over because you can't find the street,
Silver
a cop
City.
pulls you over because he thinks you're drinking. Yeah, exactly. So like, we would always get tickets, and our mentality was, we're from El Paso, I'm not gonna pay that shit, man. They can kiss my ass. But little did we know, next year we have another tour, we're getting more popular, and we get pulled over again, and I was straight to jail. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
I hated it.
Damn.
I hated it. No, bro, it's tough. And we were at the point where the first tour we did, we got asked to do some shows with Mr. Capone because we opened up for him in New Mexico somewhere. We were on a tour with Dope House Records, but it was just like a few shows in Clovis, Las Cruces, Silver City, little places around the Southwest. So we impressed them on stage, and that's how we ended up going from California and back. But when that happened, we would have to sell CDs and merchandise just to make enough money for our gas.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like those times we were sleeping in the car, and that's how it was. The second tour, we were definitely more financial. Like, we learned the business. We used to have a manager. He robbed us blind, bro. We didn't make $1 on our first tour. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't know the game. We didn't know the politics. We didn't speak to the promoters. We cut him off. Second tour was amazing. It was a blessing. But then when money gets involved, because when you start off as a musician, every musician tells you, nah, man, I just want to be heard. I'm an artist. But once money becomes a factor, bro, that's when things really get fucked up.
Money rules all.
The problem started.
I think a lot of talent has probably been lost out there because of situations like that. You know, they start off like that, and they just get fucked over.
Yeah, and the sad thing was, I was the brains of the operation. I am the weakest one in my crew. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you were to hear all the other rappers I was doing songs with, I was the weaker one. But I was the one that made the beats. I was the one that bought and invested in the equipment. I was the manager. So I had more of the brain of the operation. So a lot of situations happen where that's when you realize it's a business. And since I was a businessman, I'm the one that survived.
Hey.
These people were so talented, bro. I'm talking like so amazing. Like, you would think like they would have been famous, but it's a business, and they had no business ethics. They had no business skills.
What's the biggest crowd you performed in front of?
I've done technically, I did the power jams here in El Paso when they would bring like Waka Flocka and 2 Chainz. But technically, I've performed for like 30, 40,000 people sometimes. You know what I mean? I've done arenas like that.
I've seen Waka.
But I've done also some shows where there's only like 10 people there. You know what I mean?
That's still 10 more people than I've ever done.
Amen.
Yeah, so as far as us headlining, maybe 1,000, 2,000. Like, people that actually want to see us?
Yeah.
Nah, not that many. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. But the thing that we did was we were independent. So if we sold 20,000 units for $5 a pop, we were making more money than those people selling 200,000 units that were signed on labels. You see what I'm saying? And we were beasts, bro. We were hungry. We sold shirts. We had underwear. We had hoodies. We had so many projects. I mean, we were hustlers. We got in the crowd. We would shake everyone's hand. We would even spend the night at our fans' houses because we had nowhere to stay. We didn't have money for a hotel. So we were really connected with our audience. You know what I mean? So that's what helped us. And that's where Chris met me. I got tired of touring. I got tired of throwing up in the car. So I invested all my money, and I actually opened up a restaurant and a club and a bar. And that's how I met Chris. When I was booking Chris at those events, I was actually the owner of that establishment.
Yeah, so that was, back in the day, circa 2013. That's when me and my boy Sam, we had our flight thing going on. That shit was cool, dude. And I do want to thank you.
And they're
again.
amazing.
Yeah, I do want to thank you again for all those opportunities you gave us, because you booked us on multiple shows. I would say, like, probably more than 10.
Man, I loved it.
And we would always.
You know what? You guys were so amazing. I got to tell you, Chris, you guys are dope.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, wow.
Yeah, I showed Misa the other day some of our music, and he was even kind of blown away. Because
dude, it's pretty good.
At that time, me and Misa, like, we weren't talking, like, at that point in life. But yeah, dude, I do appreciate for everything you did, getting us those shows. I mean, all that stuff was priceless to me. So one of the reasons we brought you.
Music's one thing. You guys were amazing on stage.
Oh yeah, dude.
Your life skills were on another level.
Yeah, stage presence matters.
We were all over the place, bro. We were ready for everything.
And that's what made me stand out with my crew members. A lot of these guys were better than me on the microphone, but when they came down and hit in the stage, I was like a freaking little monkey. I was always moving and loud and directing the crowd.
That's how you have to be, bro. That's where it's at. That's where the energy is.
But if you think about it, like, the entire universe is based on, like, vibrations and energy. So if you go to a concert and you see somebody just standing there, like, what kind of vibe is that going to give? Like, you want to feel passion. You want to feel some type of way. Like, that's why we bought the tickets to be here to see you. You know what I mean?
Otherwise, let me just get in my car and put on your CD.
Yeah,
I'm paying for the experience.
Yeah. Like, I would hope that, like, whatever you put your soul into, your hard work into, like, you feel some type of way about it. Like, that's what I would hope.
Yep.
But I mean, that's just me.
See, and that's what made us stand out. Like 2011, 2012, RWR, we were known, like, we were popular because we would literally audition and practice in our living rooms. We would never lip sync. Everything we did live was us.
Yeah, dude.
We would do moves. We would dance.
You gotta practice, though. That's the crazy part.
Yes,
yeah.
We really took it serious. That's how we stood out.
Yeah,
you know. But when we first started, it was hard.
You can't be up there lip syncing, bro. It's a bad look. And for sure, that's something that we never did either.
Yeah, because I think I literally I wrote the blueprint on promoting. I was like the promoter in El Paso. Like, no other shows were more packed than mine. Like, my shows were the shows. Every local artist wanted to get on those because they were worth it. You know what I mean? Because I actually had a crowd. So that's when I kind of took a step back from the music and I started, you know, actually, I wanted to be the businessman. I wanted to be the owner, the promoter. Because when I would go to these shows on tours, me and my friends were the ones that had to travel 2,000 miles, wrap our ass off, and then we would get like $100 to split between four of us. And it was like, and I would see this promoter, they made all the door sales, all the alcohol sales, you know, percentages from the establishment. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, I want to be that guy. Like, fuck all this. Like, I love music, but shit, man, I got a girl pregnant, I got warrants, I got some bills to pay, you know what I mean? So it's like, how do I become that guy? And that's what happened. I now became the promoter. So, like, if you ask people like Chris that met me in that time, they didn't know me as a rapper. They knew me as that guy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it was a very fun chapter for me because I'm proud to say I booked over 900 local artists in all my shows. 90% of my shows were sold out. I mean, we're talking like we entertained the city. We really, we brought hope to a local scene, you know, because there's so much talent in El Paso, Las Cruces, Clint area. And I didn't care if you did Chicano rap or rock or urban or street. I booked everything. I didn't care if you were black, Mexican, white, blood, crip, or Sureño. I didn't care. My shows were just that spot. And I could show you pictures of my events where it's like you could see adversaries, like opposite gangs in my same venue, but it was peace because we were there for one thing, and that was just
the
for
music.
the city. It was just to get heard.
Oh,
yeah, we believed in it. Like, at a point, it was like, wow. You know, a lot of these labels and groups that are out now, big names from Cristal Pop and the Dub T to THC, all these big names, like, they met through my shows. You know what I mean? I'm connected to a lot of these big names you hear about. You know, Mr. Crazy. A lot of these big local names, they'll tell you, oh, yeah, we formed this group. And they're getting these views now and these streams. And if you really ask them, well, where did you guys meet? How did you meet? It was at one of my shows.
Yeah, that's true. I remember.
You see what I'm saying? Because when
I remember meeting Christelle Poppin at one of your shows.
I'm a huge fan.
And
like
then now Lena's a huge fan, and she's actually like she's taken it a lot further than I would have ever thought. But she's doing really well for herself. She's putting on for the 915, so shout out to her for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I popped a lot of cherries, bro. Like a lot of these local artists asking whether their first show, their first opportunity, GND. It was with GND.
Hey, fucking.
You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get a lot of credit, but I don't really care. I didn't do it for the credit or for the name. At the same time, I was paying my bills because of it. They were getting known and exposed. That's what made me happy, bro. Like a lot of these people actually joined forces because they didn't like me. To be honest with you, because they wanted to be that next guy. Because hip hop is very competitive.
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
It's like a sport. I mean? It's just like any other sport. Hey, Misa. Hey, Misa. If you were gonna rap, what would be your rap name?
Misa Shisha.
How did I know?
What would be the title of your debut album?
Damn, that's a good one.
Okay, hold on, Lena. What would your rap name be?
Oh, Ryan gave it to me a while back. It would be La Lena.
Okay, La Lena. Wow. That sounds like
I want to do a song with her. Yeah, I want to do a song with her. That sounds.
You see, it's good, huh? That sounds good.
All right, dude. So,
the name helps, man.
So one of the reasons we got together to do this podcast is we wanted to kind of promote your new album. Can you tell us a little bit about that album? Let us know, like how long did it take for you to like work on this? Like, give us some backstory on the album and how you created it.
Yeah, of course. So I got tired of being the promoter. I quit. I missed the music. When you're married with kids and you have a real profession now, you kind of lose that will to do music because it becomes a hobby. So, but I noticed it was like my therapy and something was missing from my life. So, but the thing that I was always in a group, so it was hard for me to do solo music. So before I went solo or when my group disbanded, before we broke up, I didn't really work with people outside of my group. I never did a song with anybody else. So I realized that I was in a different state. Mentally, I know I wasn't in the right place when it came down to my music. So I started working with a bunch of artists. I didn't care who they were, if they were beginners, if they were new. And the way it started was, I remember on Facebook, a gentleman, he's autistic, and he started doing rap. And I just thought, I work with special ed, okay? My job, I work with kids with special needs. So immediately I was like, wow, like I give props to this guy. He has a, he's autistic and he has a dream.
Yeah.
But when you would read the comments, bro, they were bashing him, calling him names, Yes. And then guess who I saw commenting? People that were my fans, people that were like always hit me up. Hey, let's do a song. And I would always tell them, nah, I'm not really doing music no more. So you know what I did? I was like, you know what? I'm going to work with this guy.
Yeah.
And we did an album. It dropped in August, 10 tracks. And I'm proud of him. I mean, this guy, when we started talking, he was on the verge of committing suicide because he knew his disability meant he couldn't go to college. It was hard. It's hard for him to even have friends. He doesn't really have the social skills. So marriage to him is like, whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't see it happening. So when we connected and we did this project, he told me, bro, this music honestly saved my life. I didn't even care no more. I'm already out of high school. This is the peak of my life. Yeah. I can't do anything. So I gave him like that skill, like, nah, bro, do it. So boom, now this guy is a different person. He has like 2 other albums out. He's on Spotify. He does his thing. He has the image. We're talking like the gold grills and the chains, and he cut his hair crazy. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's embracing his confidence.
Yeah, I love it. So that, he doesn't realize, but that motivated me. Like, whoa, what's my excuse? Let me get in the lab.
Yeah.
Boom, started knocking out tracks. But this time I'm doing it different. I'm proud to say that I won't use a song unless I make the beat or I own the rights to it. So now I'm more like professional. Because back in the day, we were different. We would just download a beat off the internet and rap to it and put it up. There was no making money off of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but now it's like, you'll get sued. Lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit. So we can't do that no more. You know what I mean? Spotify is really legit. Yeah, Apple, all that, it'll tell you, you do not own the rights to this beat. This is not your beat. It won't let you submit music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to adjust with the times. So after I started doing that, I mean, I started working with everyone, bro. If you look at this album, who it's featuring, almost every track has a feature.
That's what I was going to say.
I want to work with that guy. Yeah,
you have a very it's a full album, and I think what I miss about that too is the range. So I'm excited to see what else is next because I've only gotten into it a little bit, you know. So I'm excited to see what else is there when it comes to the variety of artists.
All right,
yeah, and you're gonna trip out because as you go further in the album, you're gonna hear rock songs, real life instruments. Because I started collaborating with rockers, like, hey man, I want to put some guitar on my album. They're talking like straight in my studio, bro, live guitars, and we made the drum patterns, everything you hear on that. If you see a feature on that, we created it together in the flesh. I don't care if they were Chicano rappers or if they were trap rappers or they were rockers. I've always been like a chameleon where I could kind of like mold into another person's style. Right. So you're gonna hear my voice change. You're gonna hear my style change. I just do what the song tells me to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah, dude, it's important to be like adaptable, versatile in music because people don't always want to hear you rapping on the same beat, making the same song. They're looking for something else. They want to see how you can put your spin on a different type of music and give them this fresh new sound that they're like, oh, dude, I didn't know you can do that. So like that's good. Do you want to play part of one of the songs that we had talked about earlier now? Let's do it.
Let's do the Nalga song. This one's positive. I want all the ladies that hear this on your podcast to shake their little booty. I don't care if it's bony or if it's thick or cellulite or flat. I don't care. This is for all women, bro. Like this is like to motivate you. Like this is basically like the way I pictured it is I want a woman to feel comfortable with their body no matter how she looks. And the way I sound on the song is I'm just letting the girl that I want. I don't care. I just want it. Give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's a funny song. It's kind of like off of like a Chingo Bling type of.
You want to move. You want to make somebody move. And the crazy thing is I hadn't listened to this song yet. So when we played it earlier, that's what I felt. So it's funny the way. So
real fast, dude. Introduce the song, and we'll play about a 45-second snippet of it. So go ahead, introduce it real fast.
All right. So this is GND featuring Miss Diva, and it's called the Nalga song.
I wanna see your nalgas. I wanna bite your nalgas. I'm so nasty, I'm so freaky. You already know ma, why you tripping? I like chi-chis and leave pickies. I like girls with Cortezes and dickies that bust quickies and come from the gutter. I ride a girl feed man, single mother. There ain't no other that I wanna hang with. I got a thing for you, I can't explain it. You wanna shake it, you wanna take it. You like huevos, chorizo y bacon. Orale, you like breakfast in bed. Enjoy your meal while I'm giving you head. I sport red, but I don't claim a set.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
So,
wow, dude, that is awesome.
I super want breakfast in bed now. What the fuck?
Hey, honestly, this is my favorite song now. This is going to be my ringtone.
Oh.
Yep.
Huevos,
chorizo, y bacon.
Yeah.
No, I've been a lot. I mean, I performed in many cities in New Mexico. Clovis, Roswell.
Not a lot of people go to Silver City.
Bro, Silver City's crazy. Okay, get this. Silver City, you could drive through in 5 minutes. So when you go there for an event, like we would invest money. Okay, we would rent out like this little kind of like civic center type of thing for them, but it's like small. It probably fits like 1,000 people. Okay, and it kind of has like a helicopter on the outside.
We had a civic center too.
When we would do a show there, when we would do a show there, as soon as like the Chicanas and like the teens would find out, and we would always make our shows all ages. We would literally
you have to
edit all our music.
Yeah,
it has to be all ages. So we always did shows that were kid friendly, all age events. Okay, so as soon as we would do shows in cities like Silver City, bro, we're talking like packed, bro. We're talking all ages, and there's always one crazy lady in the front of the stage. that sucia, bro. That one that you want to take home and show you
misbehaving.
Something, bro. Like
she had a
okay. True story, bro. My girl has witnessed it many times, you know, because she kind of like got with me during the peak of this. I'm a skinny dude, and I love to like interact with the crowd. I've had several incidents where the security had to pull me out of the crowd because these big old ladies always just devouring me, like like I've been thrown off stage, bro. It's horrible. It's scary at the moment, but
they take it too far. Like,
they really do, and I'm like, whoa, who bit me in the ass? Like, there's a mark on my ass. You have to get a tetanus shot and all that, but it's all good.
Hey, man, when
I show
music like this one, we just heard. Hell yeah.
It's just
and
funny.
This is the type of music I like to perform. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if you listen to my album, No Hope, I always do a roller coaster. I always like to do 4 to 5 depressing songs, 4 to 5 love songs, 4 to 5 happy songs, street songs, and then fun songs, and then club songs. But we always perform the energy, up-tempo stuff, because we want people to have a good time, man.
Hey, dude.
You know, that's what we're all about, and that's what we do.
So can I play like a snippet of probably like, I think from when I listened to it, just from what stood out for me, this is from the intro. Can I play a little bit of the intro?
Oh, yeah. That's my new style. Let's do that one. That one's different.
Okay. Go ahead and let's play this.
I'm making that fatty, my army stay ready. We popping confetti, always celebrating. These mommies stay ready and calling me daddy. We staying connected like ends of spaghetti. We plotting and spreading that dough. Don't be mad if we taking your hoe. My team always winning like since the beginning. We getting that million and more. Try to slow the roll, there ain't no doubt about it. If you wanna roll, you better call the pilot. And we staying valid, and we staying violent. With a honey on my lap, and we staying vibrant. My homie, my lady, my team up at Cali. Call the whole crew, I just pull out the tablet. Make it a habit to sling all these tablets. I'm tossing it up like you're tossing this salad.
Yeah, bro, you see that shit goes hard, dude. That shit was hard. When I heard that, I was like, okay. And then I remember you posting like a snippet of that before you actually put it out. And then
I love to spaz, bro. That's me spazzing.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
I heard that and I was like, yeah, God bless, dude. So let's
talk.
This
is the thing, like when I get on stage, I do freestyles. Like I could go multi, bro. I could go so lyrical and fast, like I could go like fast, slow. I could sing. I could hit notes. Like I could do it all, bro. But when I do stuff like that on stage, people go, "Oh my god!" Like they just love that shit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, dude,
because it's so hard to do. Not a lot of people can do that.
So with this album, like, who did you work with, production wise, vocal wise, feature wise? Just off the top of your head, if you can name a few of the people who were involved in this project.
Okay, so I honestly made 90% of the beats. I love to produce my own shit. The other beats are from my homeboy Sickus. He's also on my label. He's always been an in-house producer since 2008.
You had
and then
you had an all-round beats feature, no?
There's a few. Okay, now he likes to use samples.
Okay.
So what happens is he'll like chop it up or change the tempo, add different drum patterns. So automatically it'll show like credit to like I guess the beat he took it from.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that works really.
Yeah, because I remember
I just love working with him.
Yeah, when we were rapping, we had some beats from him too. He's a really badass producer, dude. He's super good. All his beats sound quality. And then when I was listening to your album and I heard that shit, I was like, hell yeah, dude. That's a good link to have. So go on, tell us a little bit else about who else you worked with.
So I took the rock beats I created with Baby Blue and the Elevators. They're a rock band. They're actually in California right now doing a bunch of stuff. So I love their vibe because I saw them live one time and this guy just pulled out a guitar and went like Sinatra on us. I was like, holy shit, this guy's freaking amazing. So I had to work with them. But I love to use my own beats, but sometimes when I make a beat, the way I create it is I'm like, okay, let me make a beat that I can hear like Tupac on or 50 Cent on. So I have a hard time writing for them because I'm thinking too much like that artist. I'm trying to like sound like them. So that's where my idea came. Let me get on the artist and let me see what they bring to the table. So I would have a bunch of beats. So all the people you see on that album, I would sit down with like Disaster or Miss Diva or snaps. I'll be like, hey, bro, I'm just going to send you a beat. Like in my head, I'm like, all right, I kind of got influenced by the 50 Cent song, but let me see what this guy adds to it. And he'll send it back and be like, ooh, I love what you went. Okay, let's do that. And then that's kind of how we would get a lot of the things. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go off of their vibe and their energy.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I really like from listening to the album. I really liked what I've heard so far. I've listened to about halfway through it, but I've heard different tracks. Like I've been trying to see like what different kind of styles you're bringing and all that. And from what I hear, dude, it sounds good. I know Elena listened to it. I think she wanted to say some words about that too.
I definitely.
Did you?
Go on.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I definitely was thinking some Bone Thugs and Harmony when it came to like just that low beat, that low rough beat. Straight out the shoot, I
was thinking.
Yeah, straight out the shoot, the intro was definitely a favorite just because it was new. It wasn't something I had heard before, but then as I got into it, I felt that low ruggedness, and I thought that was really cool. One of the things that I was looking at, a verse that you had was like, it's different face, different place, but the same pain. Like, do you feel like in telling a story and telling a part of you or a piece of you or a moment in time of your life, do you feel like every time it's cathartic? Like, do you feel like it's therapy every time you do it?
Yeah, for sure. Because that particular track, that's what the album is named after, that song. That is my baby right now. It's called No Hope. That's a deep song. I couldn't write about that for years. That's actually about a previous relationship where I got so involved with this girl that I basically became the father to her kid.
Right.
And almost became legal. We're talking like many years. I raised this kid from the moment she was born until she was, a young child.
Right.
And it was real hard because it ended on very bad terms to the point where the state of Texas got involved. That's all I'm going to say. So I didn't know. And I think that's the thing that hurts all of us in any aspect of life is not knowing that factor.
Yeah.
So that was my song to release my frustration. Yes. So that one, when I'm saying different face, different place, I just felt like no matter what relationship I was in after that, I was in the same place. I couldn't change. I still had the same mentality. I couldn't get over that. I really couldn't. I couldn't move on in life as a person or as a boyfriend/husband until I made amends or peace with that situation. And it happened. So then I was able to speak on it. And I actually released that song a few days ago, and a person actually wrote me saying that they were crying listening to it because they have a daughter in California. I guess he has like a daughter in California, which is real bad, the coronavirus. And he hasn't heard from her in a few weeks because him and the mom are on bad terms.
Yeah.
He's worried. And he heard that song, and he told me about a tear to his eye. And at first I apologized. I'm like, oh shit, my bad, dude. But then he crap. But then exactly. But then he was kind of like, but that helped me feel better because I'm not the only one going through this. So he didn't feel alone anymore.
Hey, Misa, did you get a chance to check out some of the album?
I did some of it. I just I was kind of busy today, but also I'm waiting for my wife so we could both jam out to it.
I think you'll like it, dude. It's got a lot of different variety. There's a lot of.
Listen to the first one, man. The first right off the bat, man. Your first single right there on that album, man. It caught my attention right away. Jamming that shit out on the way home. It's pretty good, man.
And I take pride in that style because I'm a technician. I'm a big Tech 9 fan. And those that don't know who Tech 9 is, he's a big influence in my life because I take his blueprint. He's very clear. He's versatile. He does rock. He does opera. He does pop. That's what I want to do. I'm like, I want to be like this guy.
Yeah, you want to be versatile.
I want to be versatile, but not only that, he's a businessman. He's ended up on the Forbes list.
Yeah.
I remember watching his documentaries when I was a teenager because I've been a fan of this guy since 2000. Okay, for 20 years now. So this guy was always like buying properties and opening up businesses. He's a genius,
He knew what he was doing.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. I take the money, I invest. I actually own several properties. I'm a landlord. I believe in education. I do this. I do that. I do music. I have several sources of income. So I got that from him. Now the problem with that was I used to suck at rapping. Like for me, it's not natural. Like I hear people like Chris and they rap and you could tell like it just came natural to them. I was that guy that I have to practice. I have to redo the take 20 times. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. I really had to work on my craft because I was born with a speech impediment and I had speech problems as a kid. So I actually didn't learn how to talk until I was 8 years old. So I've always been
Jesus, bro.
sloppy.
There's so many problems with you now. I feel like you should have been like in a bubble or something.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, bro. Like, so music was like my way of expressing myself because I was like that ugly duckling. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
music made me feel important. So what happened was, if you listen to my previous music, my old music, I was very slow and monotone because I had no confidence. Yeah, you know, I would rap like that, and I didn't like it because I would watch Tech Nine, and he was like, like
yeah,
whoa,
he
like
lays
I
that
studied
shit
this
down.
guy. So
hey,
I'm trying to say, if you listen to.
Speaking of your past albums, man, if I wanted to look them up, where would I look to find some of your past albums?
To be honest, a lot of the old stuff, there was a lot of legal issues when my group disbanded. So a lot of it is gone, but I'm from the MySpace era. Technically, you could find all my old stuff on MySpace because I don't even remember the passwords. I don't know if it's there. But you could find a lot of my old stuff on YouTube. I mean, for sure, there's like 23 albums on YouTube for my old stuff. From like
there is a lot of your shit on YouTube. I've
yeah,
seen that.
definitely.
Like, if you put GND of RWR, you'll see some stuff from 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Live
YouTube.
performances in different cities.
It's a black
YouTube.
hole.
You know, because Spotify and all that stuff was not around in my day. You know, it wasn't. You know, I did this in 2003 and up. You know, I'm a little older than the average artist, but I was ahead of my time, I guess. Like, I didn't have all these amazing platforms, which is a blessing. I love the era we're in now, but I still have my old school mentality because now a rapper will only put like 10, 8, 12 songs in a project, and I'm still like, how many can I fit on that? You know what I mean? 20, 23, I always do that. I've always been that type that likes to put out a lot for my fans and my listeners. I've released 7 albums in the last 8 months. You know what I mean? So
that's what's good, dude.
Those are all yeah. But this one is like me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so go ahead and tell everybody, like our audience, where you can find this album at, how they can follow you on social media, how can they connect with you? Go ahead and let our audience know a little bit about that.
Cool. So I keep it simple. I'm on all platforms: iTunes, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and I'm under the same name, GND of RWR. That's the letter G, the letter N, the letter D, space of OF, space RWR. Stands for Rhyme with Reason, because that's what we do. We rhyme with the reason.
Hell yeah.
All right, that's what's up, dude. So once again, guys, make sure to go check him out. Like he said, he's on all the platforms: Apple Music, Spotify. His full album's on YouTube. I was just playing it right now. There's a lot of different music, different styles of this like hip hop, rap, kind of like a genre of music that I think you guys will like. Anything?
Yeah. Oh, and speaking on that, Chris, have you guys heard of Emily Davis? She's done like Neon Desert. She's kind of like a folk rock artist. She's on my album too.
No, you know what? I haven't heard of her.
Emily
she's somebody
Davis,
that
amazing.
She's somebody you've been working with like frequently or what?
She used to be on RWR many years ago. I produced her first album, but after we disbanded, she went solo, and it was probably the best decision she made because she's great, bro. She does tours. She's worked with Sublime. She's been on Neon Desert. She's been on the radio. She's traveled from all around the country, bro. Like if you just YouTube her or Google her, she pops out. Emily Davis. She's amazing, and I'm very proud of the song we did. It's called No Love, and it's actually part 2 to No Hope, and it's a very deep song about the same relationship. I still had some stuff to get off my chest. We made the beat. She brought her amazing vocals. She sounds like an angel. Check that one out. I don't know what track it is on there. I think it's actually track number 3.
Yeah, it's track number 3.
She's great, bro. She's great. She's awesome.
What's her name again?
Emily
Davis. Emily Davis.
Bro, she plays the guitar. She could actually freestyle, bro. Like she'll start banging on her guitar and start rapping some random stuff, but like as a joke, because she's so talented, bro. She's a true artist, you know. Like I think John Lennon said it best from the Beatles. give me pots and spoons, and I'll entertain you with music. And that's what we like to be. We could bang on our chest. We could, and then we'll just start freestyling, bro. Like, we're true artists. We don't need a lip sync. We don't need a beat. We'll entertain you. We'll touch your soul. That's just what we're all about. And that's what I want people to enjoy the album. I want them to realize that I really, really take pride in when I record, because every verse I do, I always do it in one take. I'm not one of those nothing against them, but a lot of these new artists, they punch in, they add a random word because they don't like the way they pronounce it. If I don't do it in one take, I do it again. I got to make sure I do it with one breath, where I could take a breath, and I always make sure I pronounce my words very smooth and correctly, because when I perform on stage, the way I figure is if I can't record it on the mic, I'm not going to do this live. So I really take pride in like the culture and the technique behind the recording process, as far as making the beat, writing my own lyrics, and making sure my vocals are crystal clear, my pronunciation, my delivery, no punching in.
Pronunciation matters.
It really does. And a lot of these new rappers, and like I said, no offense to them, I listen to a lot of these new artists too, but I'm just from a different era, I guess. I just feel like this auto-tune and all that, it's not that it's cheating, but it definitely helps, and it's popularized, and that's cool. I respect it.
Yeah, that's cheating, man. That's cheating.
Misa, the professional artist, tell us.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when you're switching something to sound better, that's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me, I'm natural, bro. I don't even like ad-libs. I'll use them if I have to, but I don't depend on them. If I make a song, most of my verses, you won't hear any dubs in the back. You won't hear me, like, saving myself. I just feel like that's insecurities, and if I'm insecure about it and I feel like I gotta add 20 vocals in the back to make
that's
like
a good point.
Why should the people like it?
That's a good point.
Like I feel it's like boom.
If I ever decide to turn my career to singing, I mean, even though I think it's cheating,
dude, your album's coming out 2050. Remember Christmas Day.
But yeah, dude, auto-tune.
Yeah.
It's cheating, but like I said, man, I will still use it. Fuck it.
Right,
yeah.
dude.
See, I love it. I love it because it allows people that can't sing, that want to sing, it gives them a platform. It allows them to express themselves.
It's an equal opportunity employer, is auto-tune.
Yeah, exactly.
And it can make anybody sound
I'm not going to lie. A lot of my artists have used it, but I personally, like my own vocals, I just love to be natural, and I really take pride in practicing and laying it out. Yeah, that's what I am.
Hey,
maybe just naked, you know what I mean?
Just for fun, you should try and make one. Make a beat with some autotune on there.
Pull some T-Pain shit out.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah. I have some members in my group that they like it and they're fond of it. So I have tons of songs on other albums with it. There is a lot of autotune, but then my verse will come on, no autotune. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm actually the producer and the engineer. I mix all our vocals. I master all our vocals and everything. So, I mean, I know how to use it. I do it when they ask me to do it because, like I said, I don't discriminate. I think all music is universal and beautiful. If it makes them happy, I'm happy. You know, as long as the masses enjoy it, I'm down for it. But me personally, like, I sing a lot on this album as well, and I really made sure I didn't use autotune.
All right,
you know what, man? I think if it was up to me, I'd try and change my voice to sound like what's that guy's name from TV? Morgan Freeman.
Oh hell yeah!
No, you don't want, dude. You don't want.
If I can
you don't
make
want
an
to be
album
listening
with
to
his voice,
fucking.
I think that would be.
No,
cool.
you don't want to be listening to rap songs by Morgan Freeman.
Bro,
So,
hell yeah, you do.
okay, dude. So GND, one more time, dude. Promote the new album. Tell us where we can find it at. And then we'll get off the music platform. We'll start asking you about some other things going on in life. So one more time, go ahead and promote the album. And at the very end, I'm going to hit this sound effect, okay? So go ahead.
GND of RWR. It's on all platforms. YouTube, if you don't have any of the apps like Spotify or Apple or iTunes, but I'm on everything. GND of RWR. You know, show some love, no hope. 23 new tracks. I've released several other projects in the last month. They're also on there. They're all on the same platforms under the same name. Hopefully you guys could check it out, man. We work real hard
on it. There you go, dude. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, dude, you know who listened to your album and really liked it, dude? Fucking Church's Theo, dude. Misa's Theo.
Check me out right now.
All right, dude. So, yeah, like I said, our boy GND. He's a local rapper here in El Paso / promoter / producer / engineer. He can do it all.
Entrepreneur.
So real fast, dude, let's shift off from the music scene. Let's talk about what everybody's talking about right now. How is this coronavirus affecting you at the moment?
Well, to be honest, I'm pretty scared. I know a lot of people. You know, with my touring, I've met a lot of people. I've known people in different states. So I actually saw what people were going through before it became serious over here.
Right.
Now, I'm scared of
this.
This
was a long time coming, bro. A lot, like I saw this shit coming. Misa saw it coming.
I've known about this since January.
We've known about this coronavirus for a while. Fucking our boy Donald Trump in the White House has fucking been lacking. On that note, I actually want to give a Donald Trump impression. Can I do that?
Oh my god. Okay, let me tell you. I told him one time that it was pretty good, and this is all I fucking hear now.
Yo,
hey, I heard it too, and it was pretty good.
Yo, I did it for Misa earlier.
It's just I can't stand. Go.
So I'm gonna do a Donald Trump impression.
Make sure you do it when you have sex with your woman, okay?
Oh no, hell no.
Okay, I'm gonna do a Donald Trump impression here. Okay. I'm gonna pretend
let me ask you a question, Donald Trump.
Well, okay, yeah. Hold on, we'll do it that way. Hold on, Misa. We'll do breaking news first, and then you'll throw me a question, and I'll answer it like I'm Donald Trump. Okay? How does that sound? Right. Okay, here comes the breaking news.
Coming at you live here with a Conversing with Chris and Misa podcast. I'm here in front of President Trump, and President Trump, sir. What do you think is going on with all this coronavirus? People are saying you're not taking it serious. What do you have to say about that?
Well, let me tell you, this virus, it's a great virus. It's a virus that I've never seen before. Nobody's seen this virus before. But let me tell you, every day we're working hard. We've never worked harder. This coronavirus is the enemy. We are at war with corona. Corona beer, coronavirus. Doesn't matter. We don't want it. We don't want it here in the United States of America. We don't need
build
this.
Build the wall.
We're going to build this wall. You know why? This wall, guys, it's essential. Okay? We've never had a wall like this. We'll never have another wall like this. This wall is the wall of all walls. And you know what, guys? I've been thinking about it. Corona, Sharona. We don't need to worry about. We don't need to worry about her.
Don't.
Every
please.
day. Hold on. Stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, ma'am. You've been great, ma'am. You've been great. You're great. You look great. America has never been so strong. You know, look at our jobs. We're losing them by the day. We have a lot of people on unemployment. I mean, come on. It's America. We are America. America's great. You're great. I'm great. Let's make America great again. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
No sea mamón.
Let me tell you.
Hold on. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Be safe on your travels. Don't get corona. Thank you. You're doing a great job, by the way. Let's give it up for our President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
This is the shittiest parody ever.
Hey, I think it sounded good.
Honestly, I told him the other day it has to be in shorter increments. I'm like, okay, you kind of sound like him, but the minute you start going on and on and on, it goes away. We can tell you're not Donald.
Corona, Sharona.
Yeah, you're not Donald. It's just no.
Okay. So, all right, dude. So yeah, how has your life been affected by the quarantine, GND? Like, what are you doing to pass the time besides making music? Like, what else are you doing?
So my wife and I were blessed. We're both educators. We work for the school district, so we're actually lucky to say we're getting paid and staying home.
Round of applause for you guys. Round of applause for you guys, educators. You guys deserve it.
Stay in school. Get college degrees. Okay.
One more time. One more time.
School for full.
We're actually both in school again. Chris goes part-time and I go full-time. Yeah, so we're back at it again. It took a while, but we're getting through it.
Do it.
10-year degree plans.
Hey.
Straight up.
Yeah, we were laughing.
It doesn't matter how long it takes. long as you get it. You know what I mean?
So
I teach my kids that. So yeah. We're lucky to say that we're getting paid. You know, we're at home. I've been home since March 13th. I've only been out of the house 4 times. For us, it's scary. I mean, I don't know if you know from my social media page, but I have a son with special needs. He's very fragile. He's on machines. He's on tubes. He's on the feeding tube. If he was to get something like this, because I actually personally know 4 people that have it in different cities, and if my son was to get this, he would pass away. So it is freaking us out because he has so many illnesses. Okay, he's a quadriplegic. He's in a wheelchair. He needs a humidifier every day. He needs a suction machine. So if he was even just to get it, even for him to get inflamed lungs or like congested, he could die. He chokes all the time. He's constantly choking. He doesn't know how to swallow his own saliva. He's real fragile. So we're scared, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, this is a good example for those that are listening that aren't taking all this shit serious.
Yeah, and I get it because I got
there's other people out there that that have these, you know.
And I have ratchet friends. I have very ratchet friends. I have, like I said, my best friend. You know, he really enjoys life. So
you're all enjoy life, not here.
Yeah, enjoy life, but not around me. Exactly. As long as it doesn't affect my family, I'm all for it.
We're gonna be enjoying the afterlife soon too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully. I can't wait.
I mean, the reality is that like people are gonna do what they want. You know, that's the shitty part.
Hold on,
and I get it.
Everybody's telling everybody in El Paso to stay outside or to stay inside, not go outside, and everybody's like, "No way!" Yeah. Hey, yeet.
I get both sides. I get it, you know, because I don't argue with friends, but I have friends that are like, "We gotta live our life," and I get it, bro. You know, if they get it, they'll be okay. They're probably not gonna get symptoms. They'll survive, whatever.
Yeah.
But I like your friend said, I do want to stress it that there's people like I or people that have elderly families that we care about. If they get it, they're not likely to survive. So with that said, okay, you know, you want to go out and live your life, I get it, but let's take precautions. Let's just be safe about it. Wash your hands. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, dude, for real. I think we all need to do our part. We all need to practice social distancing. And
I DJ, bro. I DJ for people that own halls. I know people that own restaurants. I used to be a business owner myself. I used to own a club and a bar. I'm glad I don't now because I obviously would have lost that.
Straight up.
Because right now the banks are still expecting us to pay our mortgages. We're still paying our car loans. We're still paying our rent. And it breaks my heart, bro. So
they still want their
money. I have
a
lot of tenants. Yeah, my tenants are being affected by this. And my wife and I got to look. We've actually had this discussion. We've been stressed out about it, but I'm not going to lie to you because I have tenants that have lost their jobs. And I call the banks. Some of these houses I own, I still have mortgage payments to. So my question was to them, hey, do I still have to make the mortgage payment? Yes, you do.
They're like, yes,
so
sir.
What do I tell my tenant that lost their job? You know what I mean? It's like, but what my wife
I say you call Donald Trump and see what he can do about it.
Oh, well, let me tell you what I can do about it. I'm going to give you the biggest check, the fattest check you have ever seen. And you know what? It's going to come straight to your bank account. We don't even deliver mail anymore. Who does that? We don't do that. This is the USA, the greatest country ever. I'm great. You're great. We're all great. Corona, Sharona, Donald Trump. 2020. And make sure, guys, you go out and you hit those polls for us. Regardless of the coronavirus, we will be out there. The Donald Trump army is strong. Make America great again. It's never been great, but make it great.
Every time you laugh, you're torturing me because he thinks he's funny. And then I'm going to have to listen to his practice impressions. I swear.
That shit is good, bro. I'm telling you.
I hate that they think these $1,200 checks are going to save it. Like, bro, that's only like rent for 1 month.
Yeah,
well,
they're ridiculous.
Hold on. It's not even a $1,200 check. It's a $1,200 credit for your taxes next year.
Yeah, it's in advance.
Yeah, it's in advance.
Yeah, so here's a payday. It's your money. See, that's the funny thing. So
it's like, hold on. It's like going to fucking cash day advance over here on Mesa, and they're like, "Oh, you want $1,200, nigga? Okay, so." As soon as you get that check, we're taking everything from you. Dude, it's not even a stimulus, dude. It's complete bullshit. These guys are ridiculous. It's all
Dude,
it's all greed and wealth, bro.
In front of your house and shit.
See, and it's very serious, bro, because I've had a lot of people that don't live in my houses, but they've even asked me for advice, like, bro, my landlord's not giving me an extension, or my landlord says I got to be out. Yesterday, a local rapper, I'm not going to say his name, it's his business, he's a good guy. He told me, bro, my landlord's kicking me out on the 14th. Is that legal? And I told him, I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, but it is. They haven't implemented any laws protecting them. He can kick you out. I'm sorry to tell you. So, and I know my tenants are losing sleep over this. So I already told all my tenants not to worry about it. If they can't pay me, they can pay me later on. We'll work it out. I owe you. I don't care. Next year, income taxes. I just don't want them to worry about that because a lot of my tenants have been laid off from work. You know what I mean? So.
What part of town do you live in? Is it pretty bad? The whole cases out there?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was born and raised in the Northeast. I love it. We only have like 2-3 cases over here. We're doing pretty good, but that's because we're poor. We don't travel. You know what I mean? We don't buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So you're in the Northeast?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
You're in the Northeast. Hey, you know what? Corona ain't the only thing you got to worry about out there.
Yeah. We're too busy getting shot and stabbed.
Yo, what's your favorite
you gotta
place?
dodge the bullets and Corona.
What's your favorite place to eat that's specifically in the Northeast? I have one.
I love to eat at the mom and pop places. I love local businesses.
Yeah, like what?
I like the corporations. Well, a big place that we love, it's not in the Northeast. I want to partner with this person and bring one to the Northeast. It's called Sohori Wings and Sushi. Okay, she's an amazing lady. It's right there on north side of Grossar in the Lower Valley.
Okay.
It's called Sohori. It's jumbo wings, bro, and sushi. Oh, it's so good.
I
keep talking to her like.
Have you been to Chachi's Burgers right there off of McCombs in the Northeast?
Yeah.
Bro, I love that place, bro. That shit is so good, dude. I really like that place. Shout out to them. Right now, guys, it's more important than anything to try to support local business if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
It's real sad, bro, because a lot of them, they're going to go bankrupt from this. They can't compete with the McDonald's. And
hell no. Whataburger, fucking Chick-fil-A,
they can't compete, bro.
Burger King.
Many people I know, bro.
I have an uncle who owns Senor Fish there on Viscount, and he's temporarily closed.
I've been there.
It makes me really sad because I know he's a hard worker. He's there all the time. He's hustling, you know what I mean? Like, he is someone that's very close to me, and it breaks my heart that shit like this can just flip shit and like quick.
All right.
No, I think I know your uncle. My family owns those quick copy printing shops right next to where his restaurant.
Yeah, Victor Gardenia.
Yeah, my aunt is Agata Moreno. She's the owner of the quick copy printing shop right next to him.
That's so cool. Small world.
All right, dude, so
she does his business card.
Before we wrap up this podcast, we have some rapid fire questions we want to ask you. It's going to be fast 5 random questions, and just on
like my photos.
Yeah, and just answer them as honestly as possible. Nothing crazy, nothing serious.
Yeah, it's only 5. The last one's just gonna make you think a little.
Yeah, we want to get a feel for you here on Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. So real fast.
I hope they're not perverted because I'm.
No. We did.
That's one thing I don't do.
Yeah, we kept it calm. So we'll ask you these questions real fast. We'll get some final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this podcast. So before we do it, let's hit a sounder. Okay.
So it's gonna be.
That got me wet.
Huh?
That got me kind of wet right now.
He's excited.
Nice. He's got a quarter chub. He's pitching a 10.
I thought I was the only one. Shit.
I know.
Okay, here comes the questions, guys.
It's gonna be an or, like a this or, okay?
Oh, okay.
So, spicy or sweet?
Spicy.
Yes.
Wow.
Good shit. Good
No.
answer. Great answer.
No. Okay.
Next.
Chocolate or vanilla?
I do Latinas. I like Latinas that are morena. I like my morena.
Okay, next one.
The second one was chocolate or vanilla?
Yeah, chocolate for sure.
Bro, what the fuck?
You say vanilla?
Who picked vanilla?
sick
Who would
fuck?
pick vanilla?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Whoever likes vanilla.
Breaking news.
It's 'cause
Vanilla
he's
is
chocolate.
way better than chocolate.
Okay, no, it's not.
Anyway, go on. Next
no,
question.
it's not.
The fuck out of here, guys. You guys are trash. All right, next one.
We outnumber you 3-1, so we're in the
I
right.
don't care.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is a
Okay.
democracy, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God
You're
bless.
outnumbered.
I can't believe this shit. Misa,
you're
your fucking
basic.
Theo's here. I'm kicking him out tonight, bro. That's it. I'm pissed off, and he likes chocolate too.
No,
Fuck
it's
him.
because Chris is very picky. Like this dude, he's got a very select appetite. So next up, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac for life.
Wow.
Now, and I could talk for 5 hours about why Tupac.
I'm a Biggie
That's
fan.
racist.
So what? How?
I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, Tupac's way better.
I'm sorry to hear that, but you're wrong.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. You're wrong. You're just brainwashed through the years of the industry telling you that he's better.
You're brainwashed. That's why.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't put them in the same category. They're so completely different. The only reason why we talk about those two in the same sentence
Is because they're
of their
controversial. Exactly.
No.
Just because it did.
That's their music. Tupac makes, when it comes to like competing New York artists with Tupac, let's please start using Nas, Rakim, lyrical artists like that. Biggie is more like he's that cool dude. He's that suave dude. He's his West Coast beat.
All right.
Milky Way.
And party.
Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Ew.
I hate them both. Smell the product. Can we throw Smell the Product in there?
I mean, I'm not a fan of, unfortunately, Nicki. I know a lot of people are. I would prefer Cardi B, but even then,
Look.
Go on.
I don't like mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
I am gonna say this: Nicki Minaj is the better rapper as far as skill.
Okay.
But Cardi B makes better music and makes bigger hits.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think it just comes
because
down.
she's very dumbed down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's very dumbed down, and she has an advantage because she's bilingual, and reggaeton is so big right now.
Exactly.
So she has an advantage.
Well,
it's like you said. It's
in my
media.
opinion, people could drool over them, but I'm sticking with Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott is so hard. She makes you.
right now.
No, she was like the.
Let me take this opportunity to say which ones are the best. Okay, Missy Elliott, Eve, Lauryn Hill, Smell the
Lauryn
Product, Queen Latifah. No, I mean, I could give you 30 million names that are better, bro.
I like Missy Elliott because
so
of the
amazing.
confidence. Like you would listen to her and you just felt like this badass bitch that could do. Like you just look at a man and undress him. You know what I mean? She had that type of confidence.
God damn.
I'm just saying, like I was a really
That's
big
how she
fan.
got you, Chris.
Oh my god. No.
It is crazy because I'm not even saying it just to agree with you, but I've always said, listen, you could ask my wife, but as far as new artists, I really encourage people to go listen to Smell the Product.
Yeah, I
she's
like
versatile.
Snow.
She sings, she raps, slow, fast. She's like the voice of the people right now. She actually is the one that came up with that expression, woke. If you ever find yourself saying I'm woke, she invented that back in 2009.
I'm woke every day, dude. I've been woke since woke was woke, if you know what I mean. So
I'm woke.
I'm just looking at Chris like he is so ridiculous. Like he's
Chris is like half asleep right now. What the hell?
No.
Okay, next question. We're almost done.
But before we move on, let's just agree. Let's start comparing Biggie with like 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a New York East Coast rapper that raps on Dr. Dre.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll adapt accordingly.
I'm gonna revise that question next time. The next time we'll
adapt it. We'll adapt it.
Because Tupac's different. Tupac's a panther. He talks about revolutionary stuff. You can listen to his music
no, definitely. He's more of an activist.
He makes you want to get shot, shoot people, have sex, kill people, love people, cry.
He puts you through it all.
Yeah, Biggie's more like, I want a club, hit on some bitches and stuff.
He's like, I love it when you call me Big Papa. Put your hands in the air.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready for the next one?
They're both amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so the next one is going to be either Selena or Aaliyah.
Oh, Selena. I have the same birthday as her. That's my girl. I cry. Even when I see the movie to this day. Selena.
Oh my gosh. Anything for Salinas. I love that movie. I'm not going to lie.
No, you got to understand. I grew up when my mom had us do chores every morning. That's all we listened to. My mom cries when she thinks about this girl.
She is just
Selena's
so...
You know what? And I hate it because Aaliyah, I wish you would have given someone else because I love Aaliyah too. Like, I love them both, but Selena, man, I mean, they were both taken at the prime. They could have accomplished so much
Too
more.
soon.
But I they're both tragedies, but I mean, me being a Latino in Texas, a Tejano, I mean, Selena, you know what I mean? All the way.
Same.
And hey, Misa, who do you choose in this?
Sure.
I'm gonna go with Selena, dude. I actually want to go see her back in August 6, 1996.
Dude.
She was dead in 95, but okay.
Oh, 95?
Hey, dude.
Way to go,
yeah,
Misa.
She died a few days before her birthday in March.
I know.
All right, so last question before we wrap up this podcast here. So I want you to think long and hard about this one, okay? So, Lena, go ahead. Last
easy.
question.
No, I don't think so. One word to describe your life.
Oh, roller coaster.
Roller coaster?
That's a good
No,
one.
I've been shot. I've been ran over. I
was going to
died
say
several
resilience then. That's something that I was going to say. In the beginning of your songs, that's definitely a word I felt was resilience. I was like, holy shit, like this is getting deep.
It's more like survival for
Yeah.
him. Starting with a car sickness.
My right leg is metal. I had to literally learn how to walk again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn.
So you had to bring your...
I was in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair in 2 years. I mean, I broke 52 bones one time when I got run over by a drunk driver. That's also why I don't drink.
Every bone in my body, you gave it a whole new meaning.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was bad. Like, no, my life has been pretty crazy, but I believe everything happens for a reason because I went through horrible physical therapy and depression and all suicidal. And now that my son's in a wheelchair, I just feel like God put me through that journey so I could be strong for him. Because now if he ever feels like he doesn't have anything worth living for, I can tell him that I've been there. I know what he's going through, and I can help him.
Dude, I mean, yeah, and also, you know, you're living in the Northeast, having to deal with the coronavirus. I think that one word is the best for him.
No, yeah, the Northeast has its up and downs, but you know what? We love each other here. We're all connected. If there's problems in the Northeast, I guarantee it's because the person that got stabbed is from the East Side or somewhere else. We really protect our own, man. Like, it's a different world, bro. Like, you can't mess with someone in the Northeast because we all know each other, and it's like a big family. Sure, we have our ups and downs, but we're too ported by guns. We just stab each other, you know.
Hey, GNW,
we're resourceful.
So would you be able to tell if I was to go to the Northeast? Would you be able to tell if you see me walking like, hey, look at that guy? He's from the West Side. Let's get him.
Yeah, we could actually tell who's not from the Northeast, man. We got our own slang and the way we walk, our confidence. I mean, we could. You want to know why we could tell? Because when people are not from the Northeast, y'all make it so obvious when you're not from the Northeast when you come to Walmart. Like, you like put up your guard and you like stare at every black dude and cholo that walks by. You're like, they're gonna rob you. It's pretty funny, man. But it's not that bad. Look, I'm proud to say that. No jokes aside, I have friends that are police officers, and yes, they will tell you they see everything in the Northeast as far as domestic disputes and everything. But there's actually more murder and suicide on the East Side now, only because they have a bigger population. I mean, statistically speaking, it makes more sense. But the Northeast has gotten so much better. I'm very proud of my neighborhood. I love it. All my properties are in the same neighborhood in the Northeast, the 79924. I would never live anywhere else. My kids are going to be born and raised here, and I love the Northeast, man. I think it's beautiful, and we're coming a long way.
Yeah, that's good, man, but I still don't think I'll ever move out there. But that's good, man. I'm glad.
Savage.
Bro,
He's like,
okay,
good, don't move over here.
You know what? Business-wise, our taxes are cheap, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fuck
Oh,
yeah.
my
Cost of living is amazing. You could work at McDonald's and buy a house, bro. Like, I'm not even lying to you. Like,
That's true.
it's
Property
a good
value
place
is
to
different
start
over there.
an opportunity. Yes, it's a good place to start. We're talking like, if you don't have a good
really
income,
think about it, I don't know if that's even right.
What do you
It's
mean?
Like, hey, sir, can I work an extra shift? I just bought a house. Bro, you work at McDonald's.
Well, that's
I'm
what
not
he's
gonna
saying.
argue
Is the property value
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
low over
telling you.
there? You can work at McDonald's
me-
and still afford a house, dude.
Yeah, me paying mortgage for 5 of my houses is the same that my aunt pays in the East Side for one. That's
Hey.
all I'm going to say.
All right, dude. So let's wrap up this podcast. This was episode number 20 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast with our boy GND. He was here to promote his brand new album that you can. Sorry, let me hit that sounder. His album is available on YouTube. It's available on all major platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. Make sure you go check him out, stream him, run up his plays. If you guys like what you hear, follow him on Facebook. Make sure you guys get at him. What's up, dude?
Let them know I also have physical copies. I'm old school, bro. I sell each CD for $2, so you can get 3 for $5.
Yeah, so exactly. Hit them up on Facebook. You guys can connect with them to actually get physical copies of this album that's out now. So reach out to them, check them out.
I didn't give out my Facebook.
Yeah, give out your Facebook. Go plug your Facebook.
Okay, so my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook is GND Juarez. That's my last name, okay? GND Juarez. And my label page is Rhyme with Reason. Rhyme with Reason.
Okay, so Rhyme with Reason, guys. Make sure you guys check them out. Let's go around the table. Let's give everybody their chance to give some final thoughts on the podcast today. Let's start with Lena. Lena, go ahead. Final thoughts.
Just thank you for spending your time with us, G. We appreciate it. I definitely can feel a lot of work that you've put into this album, so I'm excited to dive into the rest of it. I definitely appreciate new music. I appreciate storytelling, so I'm excited to see what, is behind everything else. I definitely want to just say, check them out, guys. YouTube, all major platforms. And again, if you guys want to spend time with us, let us know what's up. We're here. We're in quarantine. Let's be kind. And that's it.
Lisa?
Thank you. And you know what? We're going to do this in person, and I'm going to bring you all a physical copy of the CD and the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Got you guys.
I look forward to that. Misa, any final words on this podcast?
Yeah. First of all, GND, bro, nice meeting you, man. It was nice talking to you. Awesome hearing your music. Hopefully we could have you back again. To all the people listening, thanks, and thanks again. All right, make sure to wash your hands, stay home, and stay fresh.
Stay fresh and so clean.
Yes.
All right, dude. Before we get into your final words about the podcast, can you give us any sort of criticism or any of your thoughts on our podcast, how we're doing on our end? Anything you want to say regarding that?
No, I love it. In fact, I want to do the opposite. I want to let people know that Chris is very professional. He plans. Up until the stuff that you're hearing right now, it was a big process that he had to go through as far as like getting the board ready, the levels, making sure we were all on the same page as far as technology. He had to adapt because I think that's the biggest thing that we all have to do. There's a saying, the only thing that is consistent is change.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to get used to it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's the thing that was going to happen. And Chris adapted. Yeah, Chris adapted to this because he made this happen. I mean, I'm kind of old, so this guy was like, all right, just use Facebook Messenger, bro. Don't even worry about it. I went through like 3 laptops right now that are like older than my kids. So he's really great. You guys are really professional. I love what you guys are doing. I can't wait to do this in the flesh, in person. But Chris, you're amazing, bro. Keep it on, man. You're going to go far. And this is a really great idea. And I got your support. Let me know if you guys need anything. And I'll be tuning in. Every time he has a video, I always tell him to send it to me, and I'm always listening.
Hey, dude, for sure, I want to thank you for all those kind words. Yeah, I mean, like, I've been challenged myself because I can't just have you guys come over anymore and just let's all do the podcast together. Like, things are changing, so I have to adapt. I have to figure out new ways how we can connect each other. Everybody's in their own spot. Everyone's at their own house. But how can we bring us together and let's make this podcast happen? Let's continue to give content to our listeners who are out there quarantined as well. So I'm just glad you were more than willing to work with us and work through the technical difficulties, because every day there's technical difficulties, but I think we're getting better at it. Shout out to you for being on the podcast. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Misa for coming through. Shout out to Lena. This was I had a good time doing this one. This is episode 20 of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. Check us out on Spotify, the Anchor app. You guys know where to find us. Thank you to everybody who's been listening. I appreciate all the support that you're giving us. And we are...